Hindi alam yung pew, no? The long chair, right? Oh, they don't have chairs like this individually, No, it's long chairs, and he says, hey, you can go ahead and offer your tongue. It's 12 feet long anyway, and just go ahead and put on your tongue right on that 12 feet long. What do you call that? Pew. And so, once again, we need to squash that. If there's a story that's being passed around, Exodus chapter 23, verse 1, right after 3 chapters later, it says that you shall not spread a what? A false report. You shall not join hands with a wicked man to be a malicious witness. You're joining hands with a malicious man if you listen to it and you pass that along. There's some things, some says it's like this, some says it's like this. Oh, do you know that according to some people, they said that it is like this. Oh, really? And then we say that in our small group. According to some people, this is, this is really true. Oh, really? Have you studied it? Or you're passing along on, lies. And so sometimes you can check that. If you hear something, why don't you just Google it, okay? Google it and find out the debates on this one, making sure it's not a hoax. And so, basically in this passage, God forbids you to start a rumor. You shall not spread a false report. Not only that He's forbidding you to start a rumor, but He's telling you not to have a hand in passing on that rumor. Not only that you should not start, but also not to have the hand to pass it on. Okay, so this is where I'm talking about the operation of lying. We talked about the origin, we talked about the operation. Now let's talk about, at the end, the outcome. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 25. Therefore, having put away falsehood, let each one of you, speak the truth with his neighbor, for we are members of one another. When you spread a rumor, you're hurting yourself because we're connected to one another. And so we hurt ourselves when we do that. When we do rumor and gossip, we're hurting others. Psalm 52 verse 2. Your tongue plots destruction like a sharp razor. You worker of deceit. Gossip is like a sharp razor. It cuts. You start bleeding. You're wondering why you're bleeding. It's because of those rumors and gossip and slandering. It's like a sharp razor. What else? Another passage here describing gossip. 55:21. His speech was smooth as butter, yet war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet they were drawn swords. They were like drawn swords. Gossips are like drawn swords, ready to kill, ready to destroy people's reputation. And so like a drawn sword, it's not only like a sharp razor, but even a drawn sword. What else? Another passage here in James chapter 3, verse 8. No human being can tame the tongue. It is restless evil, full of deadly what? Poison. Deadly poison. Those gossips and slanders are deadly poison. Verse 26, Proverbs 28, a lying tongue hates its victims, and a flattering mouth works ruin. It brings destruction. It brings ruin. Hates its victims and flattering mouth. Even flattery brings ruin. And so it hurts others. That's the outcome of gossip and lying. It hurts others, and not only that, it's hated by God. He says in Proverbs 6:16, there are six things that the Lord hates. 7 that are an abomination to Him. 7 that are abomination. Haughty eyes, lying tongue, say lying tongue.
Lying tongue.
And hands that shed innocent blood, judicial killing, a heart that devises wicked plans, feet that makes haste to run to evil, false witness who breathes out lies, and one who sows discord among brothers. So, we're followers of Christ. What He hates, we hate. And God hates gossips and slander and all these things and lies. He hates it. Proverbs 101 verse 5, we read it a while ago. Whoever slanders his neighbor, secretly I will what? Verse 110 verse 5. I will destroy. Say, I will destroy. I will destroy. There will be destruction. Revelation 21 verse 8. For as for the cowardly, the faithless, the detestable, as for murderers, sexually immoral, sorcerers, idolaters, or liars, the portion will be in the lake that burns with fire and sulfur, which is the second death. God is classifying liars with the rest of the other weird, heinous crimes. You had a lying tongue, and yet you're included with the murderers. It's classified as the same with these guys. Not only that, but I'm not saying that when a lie comes out of your mouth, the ground would open up and you go straight to hell. I'm not saying that. But a person who has penchant desire to speak of lies and so on and so forth, it's a sign, according to this passage, basically, that he's not acquainted with the grace of God. No acquaintance with the grace of God. That's why he keeps on saying it. He was not exposed to the grace of God in his life. That's why he is his destiny, destruction at the end of the day. So what are we saying? What we're saying is that rumor, that slander, that corrupted a good man by the name of Adam is the same rumor that criticized that godly man by the name of Job. And that same rumor is the same rumor and slander that crucified that God-man named Jesus. He mentioned something about, if you destroy this temple in 3 days, if you raised up again, and then the slanderers used that as a story against Jesus. And they went in Matthew 25 and start, the priest got these 2 witnesses, false witnesses. They said, oh, these guys in Matthew, this guy said this, he'll destroy this temple and then he'll be raised again. But that's not what he was talking about. He was talking about chapter 2 of John, verse 21. He's talking about his body. Say his body. He's talking about himself. Just write it down. John chapter 2, verse 21. He's not talking about the temple. He's talking about his body. But the priest used that rumor in order for him eventually to be crucified. We're here today to come and say, Lord, I'm your followers. May you change, Lord, and help us tame our tongue in the name of Jesus. I want you to bow down your heads and close your eyes. Father God,